Hey everyone, welcome back to All Star Cooking on the All Star Network with me, your host again, Chef GreatNate. Now today we are going to be making ground beef for tacos and burritos. Usually me and my family cook this every single Tuesday, so not really a problem. But today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to cook it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, what you want to do for beginning is you want to take your meat pound, whatever. I don't know really how to pronounce it. I just call it beef or whatever. So what you want to do now is you want to pull out a bowl from your cabinet or whatever you use, such as this size to fit this amount. And since we didn't put it in the fridge fast enough, just a heads up, you can put it in the fridge. Just make sure that by the time you're cooking, it's 24 hours for the meat so that you're all ready to go. Otherwise, you have to defrost it in the microwave, as we put it. So what you want to do for defrosting in the microwave, if you haven't put it into the fridge soon enough for 24 hours, enough to cook it, which highly suggest that so that it saves you at least 13 minutes worth of editing. So what you want to do is you want to put the meat from the bag into the bowl. Now, as soon as you're done with this, make sure you put this into the trash so that it's all good and ready to go. So, the fact that we put it in the fridge a little bit later than 24 hours means we don't have to defrost it quite as much. So, I'm guessing 5 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in for 5 minutes. Now, there usually is a defrost button on your microwave if you are cooking it like that. But for us, we're going to do 5 minutes on this clock, but usually we put defrost, and depending on how many pounds you buy, you would put the amount into number, and number first that shows up, and then you would click 1, or how much meat you're cooking, and then you would press the start button. Now for us, we're going to do this. We're going to just start it. Check back with you in the next one. Stop. Now what you would want to do for the meat is you would want to take it out of the microwave. Yes, a little hot. And you would want to place it into your pan, right over here. Right over here, and get the burner started up. Here it says power burner. That's what we want right now because the meat needs to cook at a good enough level to be done at least by 6 o'clock. As you can see here, the time is 5:58. Actually, no, it can't be done by 6 o'clock. Never mind. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place this inside of our pan that I just showed. We would put the power burner onto low, or 2 in this case, and start making a lot of different stuff. See you in. Okay, now we're here back with the food and everything. So after you do that, with the defrosting and putting the meat in the pan, you should be able to chop it up because it should be loose enough. And waiting until it's okay. Here, I got a hard piece really quick. You might feel a little bit of hard pieces because it's not fully soft enough to be able to chop down, but that's alright. Just as long as you do a lot more stuff, it's all good. So, what you want to do is you would want it to look like these gray parts. See all that gray stuff besides the red, which we need to cook still? That is what you want. The other parts are that. We don't want that, but we can just scoop it out at the end. So what we really want are these parts, the gray. The red we still need to cook a lot more, but as you can see it is cooking. Need to move it onto the burner a little bit so that it's much better. So yeah. Just use the spatula or spoon or whatever you're using like this. And just keep on chopping it up until it becomes loose enough to be like multiple different pieces. It could be big or small. Right now it's a lot big. Yeah, just keep on chopping it up. Make sure that both sides are cooked. And you should be fine. Like that, and then break apart the hard parts so that they'll be able to cook depending on if they are gray or red. Alright, well, we'll see you in the next part. Now the two ingredients that you will need now to finish off are water and some taco seasoning. So what we would do is, since the meat is fully cooked and all gray, we would put the water into the thing or the pan. Then we would take our taco seasoning, open it up, spread it in different areas. Now you don't need to put a whole lot on, but you need to put enough to a little bit cover. Then you want to turn your power burner on to like a whole lot so that the meat in with the water can cook much faster. Done within a lot of a period of time. Now as you can see here, we might need a little bit more water depending. We have a little bit more water. Add that. And it should be good to go. Now you would want to put it in until you would want to basically just stir it until all the seasoning is off and into the water. Make it so that the meat can just suck it all up and be flavorful as my dad taught me. So then we would just scrape it all off. Take a whole bunch of water. And for the pan, you'd want to use as much, like a big size as possible. So that happens. So once you're all done with that part, all you have to do is mainly just every once in a while just stir it, but other than that, just let it rest for like a little bit until like the water is practically all sucked up, and then you practically almost have your meal already. See you guys for the next one on the pan setup. Alright, so for finishing off, you would want your taco to look like this, so that the water would be like mostly drained down, and the meat would kind of look like this. It would be a little bit probably more gray, but this is one of the best stages. So now what you would want to do is turn the burner off, move the meat to the side for now, and then grab a gripper for the pan would make it so that it doesn't burn the counter or whatever you use for the surface on, right here. And then you would want to put it anywhere on the solid surface to be ready to be served, right? So that is all for this video. We'll be posting more on this series on the All-Star Network for YouTube, so be aware of that and be tuned for that. And don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on those notifications for more videos, and keep on being All-Star.